Hey everybody, how's everybody doing today? Welcome to my photo editing live stream where I edit your photos live here with Olympus Workspace if you're using an Olympus camera and Lightroom for any other camera model. Also, I put my picture out there for you guys to edit, so it's always good to see what you guys do to my image. There's a lot of you guys do a lot of good work on my image. I'm always impressed with what I see, and I think that's what this photo stream is really about. It's just to kind of, it's kind of educational, I guess, on both ends. You see what I do with your image, and then I see what you do with my image, and I think it's helpful across the board. But also, I finally got the forum. I have my robtrek forum where you can submit your images for other members to edit. Not just myself, but anybody that wants to can edit your image. So if you want to get several edits of your image other than just the one that I do here, you can submit them there on my forum as well. So it's robtrek.com/forum. And if you're having any problems uploading the file, like you get invalid file extension errors, just let me know. It just means I didn't include that extension in valid files to upload. I mean, the best way to load the files is actually if you put a link to it from your cloud or whatever cloud service you use, Google Drive, iCloud, you just put a link to it that way and just maybe upload a JPEG preview image. Probably the best way to do it, but you can upload directly the raw image. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so Demorkin has already uploaded one for you guys to edit. So if you want to take a shot at editing one of Demorkin's photos, he's put it up there on the forum. All right, so let's see here. Oh, DeMorgan's here. Lauren, Dave, good to see you. Anne, always good to see you. And Garrett, let's see. Dawood, awesome. And Jeff Painter is back. So a lot of you guys are back from the last stream. That's great. Randy's here. No pics uploaded today, huh? Yeah, it's not many today. So that's good. I've got only 8 here, maybe 1 or 2 more in Lightroom. So we'll get through these pretty quickly, I hope. We'll go ahead and start with the first one. Let's see, this is from Jose, and we're using a EM1 Mark II with a 14 to 42, the kit lens, I think. 14 millimeters at 4.5, 1/60th, yep. Solid settings there. And everything's nice and sharp. A little bit low light though, right? Let me look at the settings again. 1/60th of a second, ISO 200. So, okay. I feel like it's a beautiful landscape shot. A little bit of haze. I'm just trying to find some. Let me scroll this down so I keep back. Yeah, the sky is awesome. I like this part down here with the water going onto the sand. So there's really, again, this is another one where it's a beautiful scene, but there's a couple of pictures here. It's either sort of the lake or stream, whatever that is, going off into the horizon. Let me try a 16:9. And oh, this is a JPEG, so I won't have a lot of. I'll add a little clarity into haze just to make it a little crispier. And let's add some gradation to bring up the shadows. Let's throw in a basic S curve right there. So I want to keep that evening light kind of feeling to it. I don't want to brighten it up too much, but um, feels about right. Something is still off. Maybe it's the white balance. Got a little saturation. Yeah, TIFF files are supposed to be as good as RAW. Supposedly they're uncompressed. I think in practice though, RAW files still are better. Because whenever I work with TIFF files, I mean, I think it really depends on the app that converted the RAW file to a TIFF file. That conversion process is key to getting a good TIFF file. If it's a good conversion, then yeah, it's just as good as a raw image. But like when I save TIFF files from Workspace, they're not as good as the raw image. Um, so that's what I found. So I think when I export TIFF files from Lightroom, they're fine. When I'm exporting them from Workspace, they're not as good. So it really depends on what's converting them. Okay, I think the white balance is the only thing that's kind of throwing me off here. It's either too magenta or it's not warm enough. Ooh, too much. Too much. Wow. It's very, very subtle. All right. That's pretty close. Let's do a before and after. So yeah, just a crop, some contrast and white balance, and I think that's a fine picture. I mean, it's tough when you have two really good elements. You have this sand with the water creeping up on it. I really like that. And then the sky is really beautiful too. The only thing I did, I cropped out this bar down here, and maybe a little tighter crop right here would be good, just to get these corners. Let me just try one more little crop. Because you know me, I'm all about getting corners right. Let me see how that looks. I'd like that a little better. With a slight tilt. Yep. Now that looks good. I like the corners here to kind of draw your eye in on this side and this side. Okay, let's move on. Um, I have here architectural from John Follows. And these are going to be pretty standard settings. EM5 Mark II, f7.1160th. Yep, all looks good. Um, so it's a little bit tilted back. I'll have to correct. I don't know if it's tilted back or if it looks like it's leaning back. It's odd because if I just straighten it, it'll still look a little lean. Like it's leaning. Maybe not. Maybe straightening it'll correct it. And a slight keystone. Okay, and a little more straightening. All right. Then for balance, I see we try to get the corners right. But this bush is just way too heavy here. If this bush wasn't here and we only had the tree, that would be a little closer to balancing for me, but let me see. That balances. No, still too much. If I can get rid of that bush. Okay, needs more tilt. Still feels like it's leaning back. That's weird. Because it's not quite a keystone error. It's a little bit different. Okay. Add some sharpness. Let's go with slight haze, a little more clarity on this one. And let's pull in a basic S curve. Then let's warm it up a bit. Probably 6,000 might be enough, just a little warmer. Let's bring in some shadows. Hey Neo, how are you? Good to see you. I need to pull the highlights in a little bit. And look at a black and white, just yellow filter, red. Workspace is so slow, it's eating up all my timer. But we don't have a lot of photos today, so I'm going to be going over on a lot of these. If I do that, I'm totally changing the mood of this image. Okay, a little bit darker here. All right, let me just end it there. Oh, it still needs a little tilt. I'm sorry. I can't. Hey, Jose, how are you? All right, let that render out. I'm I mean, I think this image works good in color and black and white, but I just went black and white at the end there. Eh. All right, let me take the black and white off. I don't like it. What if I put a green filter? Let me see what happens. No. All right, I'm going to stay with black and white. Sorry, I kind of went back and forth on that. I should have just stuck with one. All right, so yeah, my challenge here was this giant bush on the left side is just, you know, weighing the picture down. So I cropped it out, and then the soft focus, because all these little tiny branches are just making it a little bit too, you know, it was just a little bit too busy. So that's the best I can do there. I think that looks okay. I could have gone color. Color would have given a little better separation with the windows and the stonework here, like it does here. So I'd have to play with it a lot more in color to get that right. So I just went to black and white to kind of avoid that problem altogether. All right, let's try. This one says critique only, and this just a note that if you don't want me to edit the photo and you just kind of want to critique, you can rename the file with this prefix critique only, like it says here. Okay, so let's look at this full screen. You know, really at this point it's a fine picture, but at this point it's just a matter of taste, right? I don't like 16 by 9s when it comes to flowers. I see you're trying to get these two things in, but I don't think a wide shot works. I prefer a square crop on this and come in like this, right? To me that's a little better composition. And I don't think there's room to rotate it. No, there's not any room to rotate it, so. But I would have liked to rotate it so that this flower was up here more in the corner, and this flower was down here in that corner. And then from there, I would just contrast color. I mean, it's a little bit cool, right? Pull in the midtones, push the highlights up, and then, you know, ton of detail and all that. So yeah, that I think this makes for a little better composition. The wide composition, I don't know, it's just the flower feels too far away in a wide crop. I think a square crop works better on this. And that's really the only critique I would give for it. I don't know, but leave in the comments what else you guys think would work for this, for Demorkin. That's all I can think of, really. I haven't seen Wudang in a long time. I guess he's busy. Marcel drops in once in a while. He's definitely always submits photos. Oh, slideshows. Wait a minute. TV slideshow. That's why you did 16 by 9. My bad. I missed that. I missed that part. Since you're doing a television, a 16 by 9 makes sense. But yeah, just rotate it a little bit for 16 by 9. Something like that. Just a slight rotation, and then a little bit of editing to taste here on the colors. It's a little bit strong on the magentas, but Okay, let's see. Here's one from Lauren for a critique. And Lauren, I've seen this image. I think you emailed it to me before. Um, I think this car was green, right? The paint, I think the paint was green here. And I really like this picture a lot because you've cropped out anything that would kind of hint that this is more of a modern image, right? It's not until you really crop in and you see the gas pump is modern. But from here, at first glance, this picture looks like it could have been taken, back in the 50s. And so the car and the gas station, unfortunately, you weren't able to crop wider on this. But I think because I know Lauren, he always crops in nice and tight, and he's more prone to punchy colors. So seeing a black and white time to time from you is kind of a treat, really. I like everything about it. It's just a little bit tight around the car. So at this point, I would consider just to go with this theme, maybe crop in so we can see the guy actually pumping the gas. Let's try 4x5. And then keep the spacing equal, get the chair. Chair needs a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, I thought that would help, but it doesn't. Looks like crap. Because I cut the door off. Still, I feel like a tighter crop would do this image some good. It's just a little heavy on the top. Yeah, I think that crop for me works a little better. I was trying to balance the spacing on the bottom with the sides a little bit, then have this dude, now he's front and center. And that would be, I need a little bit more off the top. That would be where I go. I think the black and white processing is perfect though. And, other than getting all creative, with it. Because if I add a vintage filter, which is, let me see what that does. There's instant film and then vintage. Vintage will add some tones to the black and white, but something like that. But yeah, my only critique really compared to the original is I don't like the roof up here, and I'd like to be able to see a guy pumping gas because the way it was originally is the guy's a little bit too small in the frame. But when you crop in, now he's a little bit more forward, and it's part of the story of the image. That somebody's there actually pumping the gas. So it's always nice to see the owner with their cars, I think, when you take a picture like this. Um, but now the post holds nothing. That's true. That's true. But we can make an assumption, I think, that, yeah, that post, I can see where that would bug you. I get that. Um, but okay, I think just getting in a little tighter so you can see this guy though helps it. All right. It's sepia. Yeah. Sepia, I'd have to see a much older photo, like an old barn or something. Sepia works good in farmland and stuff. I don't like sepia on cars. Okay, this one is another critique. And okay, for me, this photo, you know, the exposure, the processing, everything is perfect, right? This is from Garrett. And you know that, so the image in of itself is fine, right? I mean, it feels a little crooked, like it needs a little straightening maybe. But for me, I think for me, a shot like this, I would want a little more symmetry. So I probably would not have included this side because the main subject of this image is all of these tulips and flowers, right? So I would have went with all these colors and done some symmetry. So turn the camera and get it straight and maybe get in just a little bit tighter either in the foreground so you can see a tulip really nice and close up, right? And a lot of detail. And then go off to the distance. So, you know, to me, the image is right here. And then, like I said, it needs a little tilt. Add some symmetry. Something like this, to me, makes this image a little better. And then I would have gotten a little lower so that some of these tulips were like really close up in the frame. Maybe just the tips of the tulips, um, and very fine detail leading off into the scene. The other thing with this image is over here is very interesting, right? Because we have these, I forget, wind turbines. This to me is another story in the image. Uh, and you were trying to get both things in the story, I think, about this field. To me, I think the story is really, there's two parts. There's the tulips, this tulip farm, but you need more detail on the tulips and symmetry and color and all of that, like I showed before. But then the other story is right over in here, in my opinion. Oh, so I would have probably moved over a little bit more or used the telephoto lens to kind of compress the scene a little bit so that you could get the flowers a little bit larger with the trees. You know, when you do the compression, you get a lot more detail on the flowers and the trees and the windmill. And I think there's really two pictures here. So so the one is over here, right? I think this makes for a strong image. And then this one over here. But I would use the telephoto lens, captured more detail, maybe composed it differently too. I would have had to walk over a little bit more to the left so you could see more of the windmill, um, or the wind turbine. But that's my thoughts on that. Okay. Need to add Tiny Tim with his ukulele. Garrett says, next image is close up next time. Like I said, you don't have to get the whole tulip in there. Just maybe just the tips of the tulips, like halfway up or 2/3 of the way up. Blending off at this kind of angle if you can get it. I mean, you don't want to be too low. So it's tough call. You'll want to use still probably want to use the wide angle lens on this shot. But on this side, I would use a telephoto. All right, this one here from Image Writer. Okay, wow, this is the raw image. It already looks really good. EM10 Mark II with a kit lens, 42 millimeters f5.6. Yep, all excellent settings. I would have dialed in maybe minus 2/3 of a stop because the petals here are going to be blown out, or the potential to blow out. They didn't blow out in this image, but they have that potential. And then maybe I'm critiquing. I should be editing. That's the only thing I would say there. And then maybe a higher aperture like f8 just so you get a little more depth of field to get more of the petals in focus. Maybe try F11, because all the petals are blurred out. The only thing in focus is the center here. So what I'm going to do is, flowers, I like square crops. I'm going to just come in on this side. Since this is what's in focus, so I want to get as much of that as I can. And just crank that up. We need a little more contrast, so I'm going to use the haze to do that. And some clarity. And then let's push up the yellows here. Like so. And then just pull back down here. And I think that's it. Of course, I like the lighting on the other side. Me. Oh, but the petals are kind of blown out on this side. Let me try this side though. Just a little more sharpening. Try 220. And maybe try 5500. Okay, that just needs to render, but I'm done. Oh, but these are a little bit blurry. No, okay, we're good. We're good. All right. So let that render out, but I thought this side was a little sharper with the petals and everything, but I like the light on this side better. So, because this was casting a shadow, so I like this side. But I think if you shot maybe closer to F8 or F11, you would have got more of these petals in focus. Like this one is kind of in focus. That would have been just a little bit better image. Like that. And compositionally, we don't need to see the whole flower. Like I said, especially because this is all out of focus. But that's what I would do there. Okay. Good deal. Oh, Marcel is here. Oh my goodness. Hello, Marcel. Let's see what we have here. Kind of a street photo from Anne. EM10 Mark II with a 25 prime at 5.6 ISO 200. Dialed in a positive. That was a good idea. So that makes sense because obviously these skies were probably very bright, so it's making this area too dark down here. And there's a guy with a camera. Oh, he's posing for you, looks like. And you wanted to get this whole frame in with the trees kind of framing the dude here. This pole has got to go. Let me see. I would do... Let's see. I don't know if I can get a corner here. Because of the way it bends. Oh, I don't like to cut off doors when I can, or entrances. Because, you know, obviously the scale of this building, because of the way he's standing there, it gives us more scale. Oh, you waited for him to move, but he wanted to be in the shot. That's funny. I thought maybe that was a buddy of yours or something. Let me try 4x5. Just need a little bit more width. All right, let's straighten it a little bit. And some minor keystoning. A little more tilt. And let me try dramatic tone, see what that does to... I like this detail, the separation in here. More tilt. See how that looks. So the weight is a little bit off. Oops, let me go to my tones. My tones need to be pulled in just a little bit more. Maybe near the top. Okay. Little vignette. And let's warm it up even more. 5,700. Let's try that. Yeah, this left side is a little busy. I agree. I agree. See if I can address that in the next 10 seconds. To get rid of this, what do I have to sacrifice though? And what were you? Oh, you had it primed, so you couldn't zoom in. All right, I think that's where I'd go with this. So, yeah, I didn't catch the busyness of the branches on the left side right away, but yeah, I think with the dude there, it's an interesting contrast of color with the green, the blue, and the yellow, and then dramatic tone to really try to bring out the stonework inside here. This side got a little blown out, unfortunately, but the dramatic tone really brought this out a lot better than I could have if I were to try to do it manually in Workspace. And Lightroom might have better luck, but that's where I would go with that one. Add a fake sun. I'm not Marcel. And what's this one? This one is from Dave. It's a TIFF. Okay, so I have to do this in Lightroom. Let me do that. You're funny, Lauren. Uh, Lightroom's loading up. Give it a second. Okay. So, let's see. I have this one, this one, and that's a viewer edit. Hey, look at the night scene. What night scene? I don't see anything here. Okay, I think this is it. Um, so was this Dave's? Yeah, this was Dave's TIFF. Wow, look at these people. There's somebody really happy there, or not. They're about to do a face plant, right? Boom. uh, oh, I love these clouds up here. What do we have? 10 millimeter f13. Wow, what the heck camera was this? This was like 20D. Okay. So maybe if that's a full frame, maybe, I don't know. But wow, I like this part here. This down here, there's just too much, it's too much snow. So let me see. Um, let's go a little wider. I'm not, I'm not framing this too well. I'm trying to get the snow here to lead your eye up to the, you know, these ski trails to lead your eye up to this mountain, but then it's not. Maybe that's a little closer. That helps. Okay. Slight tilt this way. And let's just click auto here, back this off, and push the whites, but pull the highlights a little bit. I'm gonna push the shadows and the whites up more. But let me pull the blacks in. There. More clarity. Texture. Haze. No. Okay. Dang it. This part is too shadowy. But if I push, I guess I could try graduated. Let's see if I bring this up. Okay. Oh, yeah, my battery. I'll fix that. Uh, Maybe some... Okay. Oh, it still doesn't feel right. Dang it, I'm out of time. Now the clouds look... Man, this is a harder edit than it looks. Let me see if I can just brush in. Okay. It's harder than it looks, but okay, I'm gonna end it there. So, I thought this would be an easy one to edit, but that was hard. I didn't even do any sharpening. Let me just throw in some sharpening real quick. Like that. Tiny bit of color noise. Okay, so create virtual copy. Reset. Compare. All right, so look at that for a minute while I change the battery. All right, so yeah, it was just way too dark, right? But I really wanted to save this mountain. I didn't frame this too well. The mountain should really be centered, you know? Play around with the composition a little bit, but editing wise, this is the direction I would go, other than a black and white maybe. But I think this works. Uh, yeah, this composition maybe, yeah, just have the mountain a little bit more centered, like so, and I can come in a little tighter. I think that's the best deal right there. That's what I would do. Right? Oops. Well, anyway. Okay, nice, really nice shot though. But yeah, if we compare these two, I think my edit, you can see the mountains a little better and the people and all of that. Yeah, full screen, I think this looks really good, just like this. All right, let's do the next one. Oh, I did that one. And this one is a bird from Garrett. Okay. See how the detail. Wow, nice detail. And what did you use? Your Sony. Wow. We used to say Sony, no baloney, and maybe an adapted lens because I don't have any lens info there. But okay, ISO 400, 200 millimeters, 1/320. Yep, good settings. Pretty good detail. So we just need to get the detail up on this bird, right? So I'll just do a standard crop. I don't know if I like these branches, but it looks funny being composed on that side. Let's go with that. Maybe a little more room. We'll go with that. Let me get the EXIF out. If I do auto on that, that's okay. But the problem is the highlights are blown. And there's some CA, but let me see if any hope of bringing these highlights in. Oh yeah, it's actually there. It's just a huge dynamic range on this one bird. So what we'll do is click auto again. Just use the brush. Maybe. And a little bit more here. And a little bit in here. Okay, now let's see what we can do about the detail and noise. So we'll pull off a little bit. Where's my noise stuff here? Pull off a little bit of the color noise. And add some sharpening. Then mask it down to just mostly the bird. Pull back on the detail. How come that's not moving? Focus on the eye. It's too much. Okay, and then let's get rid of this chromatic aberration. Have to do it manually. Like that. Okay. Where's my eyedropper? I need to get off of that. Okay. All right, let me back off. Let me see. Now, from here, let's throw on a let me just throw on a vignette. Invert it. Okay, and we'll brighten it back up. Warm it up a tiny bit. Okay. A little bit more in the blues. Pull the yellows in a little bit. All right, I'm done. So now it looks a little more golden houry. So let's make a copy. Reset. And compare. Oh. This one. Yeah, this one and this one, right? Compare. There it goes. So yeah, I think that came out pretty good. Um, if we punch in and just look at the difference in the detail. So I recovered the highlights, thank God. Got rid of the chromatic aberration, and uh, and then vignetted to get rid of all the busyness because I didn't like all of this around it. But I think that came out pretty good. A little bit brighter, maybe. Um, maybe just a hair brighter. Vignette probably bled over there. And now that looks pretty good to me. Before and after. Who is that from? That was from Garrett. Okay, Garrett, nice shot. Nice shot catching a little bird with some food. That's always fun. All right, last one. Oops. This is from Canon EOS from Dawood. Oh, Dawood was here earlier. Um, yeah, the highlights came back. Fortunately, right? That's always a roll of the dice. You never know how much it was overexposed on that bird. But anyhow, see, we have wow, some really. Oh, I know this. We saw this picture yesterday, but from a different angle, right? We were on the other side of this river, in the Philippines. So we got all these. Ah, look at this trash piled up over here. That's interesting. No, it's not Wudang. It's Dawood's picture. So it needs to be straightened a little bit. Um, so let's do that. Well, I don't have to do it manually. I can just click auto with Lightroom. Now it looks crooked. Thanks, Lightroom. I'm gonna do it manually. I don't like what Lightroom did. Sometimes it's just a little bit off. This place is probably on a hill. That's why. Oh, Eat Man. Eat Man. That's a great series. Okay, I don't like the trash here. I like the trees. I like this. Okay. I didn't put my timer on. Um, let's go 4x5. Hmm. Just cut out everything in the image. I like these. I like these little places on the left too. Maybe I can do this. I don't like the trash in the water though. All right, I'm gonna go with this composition. And let's see if we can, we'll click auto here. It's auto there. A bit too warm, pull that off a little. And then let's sharpen, mask down to just that. And pull off some color noise. Wow. Okay. I really like this part right here with this balancing it on the right. This tree is useless now. I don't like the problem I have is I don't like this part down here. This little barge. It's just, it frames everything kind of, but and the colors are awesome in this. I love the colors. See if I can add some contrast to that. No, let's go the opposite way. And little texture, clarity, the haze. Hmm. 8 seconds. Well, I think that's about 90% there. So make a copy. Just a little bit more. Okay. Oops. This one, where's the original? Hold on, sorry. Give me a second here. Reset. Oh, crap. I want to reset this one. Reset this one, then compare. Right? Yeah. All right. There's the before and after. Yeah, so yeah, I would have framed this more to the left if I can. It's a little bit cut off here. And maybe get in a little closer, but it's hard to tell because, you know, let me swap these. If we look at this full screen, I think this edit looks better than it does side by side, right? Without me in it. So I like this structure here and this structure, and then the people here add a little bit of story. I'm just got mixed feelings about the barge here. It doesn't feel like it's framing the image. You know, it just feels like a distraction, but it does frame it too in a way. But okay. And I would the only thing I would do is this, like in the sky, right? So now I think that helps, right? Uh, just giving the sky a little bit more drama. I don't know how to explain it. That's my final edit. Okay, let's go to the viewer edits. I think we're there now. And pull that off. Pull that off. Okay, where's the original? I'll show you the original first. iDrive, shared, here it is. All right, so here's the original image. This is in Alexandria, and it got flooded. The river is behind, you can't see my finger. The river is behind this building here, and it overflowed into the streets. And I think, oh, that's not my car. It looks like my car. I didn't park there. But I thought this was really neat. This is all, the streets are just covered in just a couple of inches of water. And this, I took this handheld with my EM10 Mark II. You know, 1 point some seconds. It's, you know, I thought it was a good shot, but it needed a lot of editing, right? So let's see what you guys did. Wow, I love this. I really like this. Who did this one? Wow. It's like, wow. I really like this processing. The other one, the colors were just so bad, right? Where's the original? This thing, I'll leave this up. The colors are just so ugly here. Going to like this yellow tone was awesome. I like that. Who did this? I can't even guess who did this. Marcel. Good job, Marcel. This is awesome. Man, this has got to be Marcel again, because the light painting's almost identical. But this is awesome. A little bit of lightning. Just chopped off the whole top of the building. Right? Yeah, good job, Marcel. Yeah, the master. That's right, Dave. And this one here, I like this sort of cyberpunk styling you put into it. This looks like you shifted the white balance really purple. So that helps. And then this vignette and all. This feels like a Marcel painting though, again. You know, the light painting looks very similar, but maybe not. I've never seen Marcel do a cyberpunk kind of look. Let's see. Okay. Okay, it is Marcel. I mean, I felt it was like Marcel because the way the light is in it. But yeah. I would say the first one though is my favorite. This one here of the three. I mean, that one's nice, but um and this is good too though. These are great, Marcel. Wow. Yeah, look at this. This has got the cartoon effect. I forget what Olympus calls it. Line art or line something. But this simplifies the scene a lot, right? And just keeps it, I don't know, I like it. It's simpler. Simpler, muted colors, very muted color palette, you know. Just like one color in this purple, you know, and then shades of black and white. I like the purple border. So it's almost monochromatic, but it's purple. This is pretty cool. This is from Joni. Good job, Joni. Very yeah, I like this monochrome. It's almost monochromatic. I mean, you can see other colors other than purple. I can see a little bit of green or something in the back, but yeah, this is nice. And yeah, this is excellent black and white processing, and the crop is really good too. It really gets rid of, you know, the black and white gets rid of all the messed up colors, right? Just like this one here from Joni. He got rid of all the jacked up colors and just went with purple. This one got rid of all the colors, so it's another, you know, it's a monochrome uh, black and white though. And I like this crop. Yeah, this crop works for me too. What are you guys cropping out though? Let me see the original. You're cropping out all of this. Oh, look at the grass down here. Maybe that's why. I mean, I can see cropping off the top. Who cares about that? But I was wondering why you guys are cropping the bottom off, but I see why. Okay, that makes sense. Um, who is this? This was from... Oh, Matt. Okay, Matt. Good job. Good job, Matt. Good job on the black and white. I like the tones in that. This is Matt again, but he put a boat. That's funny. Yeah, good one, Matt. I like that. And it blends in really well. And what's this? This is oh, this guy's poking fun at us. It's got our regulars over here on the right. Dave and Serge, the mustache gunslinger, the perfectionist, and the tour guide. Why is Nature the tour guide? Jean-Claude Van Damme, you all to hell. Yep, Marcel. Hey, that rhymes. Jean-Claude Van Damme, you all to hell. This Marcel. Okay. I guess it's because of the same number of syllables between Jean-Claude Van Damme and Marcel Van Cothem, right? So that kind of flows. The buddy, Walter. Yep, that's my buddy. Man, whoever you are, you know me pretty well. Music by Enid. Oh, I guess these are real people over here. Stephen, Paul, I don't know who they are. Let's see. Neo. All right, good job, Neo. Good crop, though. Nice wide crop. I like this crop. Just kept it right in the middle. All right. Oh, look at this. Vertical. Wow. I like the process. I bet this is Surge. I like the processing. It's very, you look at the top, you know, like this texture up here is really good. I like all of this. It's a little bit too narrow, the crop. I'd probably square this off. It'd be perfect. Excuse me. Coffee wears off every time right near the end. Scott. I keep calling it wrong sometimes. Scott Mumford. Okay. Good job, Scott. I like the processing though. This is awesome. And lots of good detail. You tried to add a green Prius with a green Prius with a white interior, but I ran out of time and had issues with the reflection. Oh, who was it that was going to go buy a car? Was that you, Scott? I thought you said you were going out with your wife or something to buy a car. I don't know if that was you or not, but I thought it was. Since you mentioned the green Prius. Where's my Star Trek mug? It's right here. I finished the coffee. I mean, there's a little bit left, but I'm sorry. Who was this again? This was Scott. Yeah. Okay. What car did you guys end up buying, if anything? Let's see. Ooh, I like the processing here, except the white balance. The white balance is a little bit too yellow for me. But I like everything else. Very, very sharp. God, look at the detail you guys brought out in this stinky image. Did you look at a Prius by any chance? I like it though. I like it. Just the white balance is too yellow for me, but I like it otherwise. Let's see. Image writer. Okay, image writer. Good job. Really good processing. Um, very, very crisp. I like that. It got rid of, you know, the colors were so funky. I mean, you got rid of the funky colors. Now it's just a little bit too yellow. But other than that, I really like it. Wow, look at this is tight. Why the heck would you crop in this tight? I bet this is Dawood. Dawood's always cropping in down to like 3 pixels. um, this is funny. I didn't notice this before. This is the High Tide Lounge, and it's flooded. The processing's okay, and the crop is too tight for me. But it did get me to see this sign on this name that I didn't notice before, so I'll give you that. And now you can see like the measurements of how deep the water can get. This is 12 feet right here. Um, John follows. Wow. I didn't see that coming. Yeah, this is the main thing I like. I like this. I see why you cropped in right in here. I do like this little area here. Maybe a vertical crop would be better if you're going to go in this tight. But yeah, it's not bad. Okay. What the heck is this? Like some alien beam coming down. This has got to be Dave Nelson. He's always creative with these like composites. But this makes sense. This makes sense. I bet this is Dave. What the heck is on this stop sign? Was that in the original? Let me see. Oh yeah, it's a reflection. Isn't that weird? Look at that. Wow. Whoops. Let me zoom back out. That's weird. I never noticed that before, but it looks like a person standing there, but it's just a reflection. All right, let's see who this was. Um, John follows again. Oh man, I don't believe it. That's crazy. I like this edit better than the last one though. Wow, look at this. This has got a little bit of a gritty feel to it. Let me punch into I like how all the textures are in here. Yeah, I like this edit. A little tighter crop like everybody else was doing, maybe crop this bottom off. But other than that, I really like the processing. Okay, I gotta guess. I'm gonna guess Walter. Walter Rowe. Let's see. Oh, Kilowin. Dang it. Kilowin and Walter, man, they edit almost identical. Like they're like editing twins. These two guys. Wow. All right. Um, good job, Kilowin. Excellent, excellent processing. Um, wow. Okay. Wow. Look at that. That's pretty awesome. Sepia. I would say Lauren, but Lauren would have cropped in a lot tighter. I've never seen Lauren do a 16 by 7 or wider. Um, but the processing, man, it's crisp. Who would think that this is a 14 to 42 kit lens on an old EM10 Mark II, right? Handheld. I mean, I'm just so impressed with this camera lens combination. It's amazing. I mean, I just got lucky with the shot, right? Because of the flood. But, you know, man, I don't even know who did this. Stephen Page, good job. I'm going to get you guys down eventually, though. I'll eventually. I don't know why I lost my face there, but yeah, I'm gonna figure out eventually who's editing what, unless a lot of new people start coming in and throwing me off. That's an excellent job, Stephen. I like that. That's that is awesome. Look how crisp that is. All right, let's go to the next one. Nice. There's that funky greenish tint in here though. I know the colors are really hard to deal with in this image. But it's a good crop. You cropped out everything that was really not helping the image much. This is a good crop. Who did this one? This is Garrett. Okay, Garrett, just good job. Let me look at the original again. So you cropped out, yeah, you cropped out all this side. I get that. You just stayed where all the light was. All the light was right in this area. So that's why you cropped in there. I get that. Good job. Um, oh, is that the last one, or am I just not? Oh, there we go. Ooh, wow, this is a funky edit. This is definitely one of those edits where you have to like this kind of editing. It's very unique, very creative, I think. Wow. Yeah, this is pretty good. Let's see who did this one. Surge. Wow. I should have guessed. I should have guessed. I'd have been wrong, but I should have guessed. The nightclub scene. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get that vibe. Definitely. And this one. Yep. Just a tight crop, good processing. I think it's a little bit too tight, kind of like Dawood used to do. But let's see who did this one. Anne. Okay, Anne. The processing's not bad. A little bit brighter, like the whites and the shadows. Because if you look at everybody else's edits, right, they really brought these out pretty well. If I go back to yours, not bad. It's just a little brighter in the middle, I think. But I like, you know, what I'm seeing now is the reflection of these windows in the water. I guess that's what you were seeing, because I'm too focused on the building, but I'm kind of missing that. I think you were trying to capture all of the detail in the reflection. That's kind of interesting. This could be an image right here. So yeah, definitely I see some value in this crop. Just a little brighter and it would be perfect. All right, now we got a Dave Nelson image. I guarantee I'll bet my coffee mug on this. Um, you were going for the reflections, and yeah, that's what I thought. After I looked at this, I was like, you really spent some time processing the colors here, right? Because they definitely weren't that strong in the original. If I go back, no, they were, but I think definitely I got that vibe. You were focusing on this reflection, but this one is Dave. Instead of water, it's all snow. That's cool. I knew it. All right, Dave. I called you. I got one right today. um, Whoops. Let's see what else we got. Man, there's a lot of viewer edits today. There's more viewer edits than like people sent in to get edited. Ah, this is cool. I like this. It's different. Somehow it's different. I don't know how to describe it, but I like it. It's a really interesting edit. Who did that one? DeMorcan. Good job, DeMorcan. I'm impressed. I don't know why, but somehow this image is very pleasing. But I guess that's kind of what you're good at, right? You make very pleasing images in your edits. And there's not any particular style or anything. Every time I get something from you, it's a little bit different. This is, yeah, this is good. Um, and this one, yeah, this one definitely they're focusing on the reflections here off of this. This crop is a little off center for me, but you wanted to include these things too. So I get it. I get it. I'm not crazy about the processing. It's the orange or something, the reds in this are a little bit too strong, but the Morkan. Okay, after I just said you make pleasing images, I didn't like this one. I like this one way more from you, Morkan. This one I'm not crazy about, but it's a totally different look. I'll give you that. Um, oh, I like this. This is a nice muted. Looks almost vintage, right? Let me punch in and get the detail. But yeah, I think the wider crop, like everybody else was doing, would work with this scene. But the editing is great. Definitely a very different look. Dawood, good job, Dawood. I can't believe it. You didn't punch in like the 200 pixels or something. But this is good. So instead of cropping it all, I mean, instead of cropping in like 100 pixels, you didn't crop at all. It looks like you're like messing with me. Okay. Um, yeah, this is good. Nice, clean black and white processing. Just a hair brighter would have been nice, but that's just my preference. Let's see, this is Dawood again. Okay, Dawood, good job. I like your color a little better, but this crop works. So you did end up cropping the way we were talking about. That makes sense. Just a little brighter, and this will be fine. Good tones on everything there. Okay. If this is Dawood again, I would not be surprised because I've been telling him I've been telling everybody make the image brighter. But yeah, this is nice and punchy. This is probably close to how I would process it, probably. I don't know if I would do that now because I've seen like a few really good ones from you guys. I really liked Marcel's today. DeMorgan, good job, DeMorgan. This is excellent too. And that was the last one. Man, I think I like this one. And I think the very first one. Let me look at these. Yeah, I like this one a lot. And this one, yeah, this one's okay. That's not one of my favorites though. This one, I'd have to go with I'd have to go with these two as my favorites. So DeMorgan and Marcel. Wow, really amazing. How about your the previous one? You're old. Which one was that? That was, yeah, this one is great. If you're talking about this one, right? Yeah, I like this one too. I mean, they're all really good. Oh, Stephen Page's was good too. That's true. That was dang it, where was that? It wasn't this one, was it? Yeah, here it is. Yeah. Yeah, I would say that's pretty solid too. They're all really great edits. I'll put them up on my forum for you guys to look at, on a full screen instead of looking at them like this. But oh, from last episode late. Oh, okay. I think that's here. Let me synchronize this again. There's one more. Yeah, Steve was definitely pretty solid. No photos or videos found. Let me just look in the give me a second. Uh it was, there we go. Yeah, this is from Tuesdays, right? Editing. And yeah, this is very similar to another one that was done. It's kind of a muted color and a square crop. That's the way I crop mine square also, right? If you go to my Instagram, I posted this image on my Instagram. But yeah, this is a nice square crop. I like this. You got rid of all the rocks on the left altogether, so it simplifies the image to just let you focus on just the cabin. I mean, I was using the rocks on the left to kind of frame the cabin, but when you crop it like this, I guess you don't really need them. And the cabin itself is framed by all the grass, so I think that makes sense. Definitely. Okay, so nice. It's nice. Um, oops, let me. So you guys, thanks everybody for sending those in again. And like I said, I'll put these up on my forum. And if you're interested in having other people edit your photos, you can post that in the forum as well. Guess I might as well show you where that is real quick. So right here, you would upload to critique and or edit my photo. So Demorkin has one there now. And this is one he sent in for me to critique. But yeah, it'd be fun to edit that one. That's an excellent picture. And then the live stream viewer edits, I always upload them here. I'll try and do that today, later today. The edits from today, because the edits today were exceptional. I mean, there was a lot of exceptional edits today. But all right, hey, thanks again for joining me. We'll catch you guys back on Sunday. Remember the Sunday stream, I'm going to have Maddie Salanto, and then I'll probably do the photo editing stream after that. I mean, most likely. So look for another image and postings tomorrow, and we'll see you again soon.